Greetings, YouTube. As more and more summoners look to at least clear one path of the Abyss, I've been asking for different options and strategies that are a little bit outside the norm. And that brings us to today's video. You see a fellow YouTuber who is starting his own YouTube channel. Abdul is all about She-Hulk for the Abyss, especially when it comes to the Luke Cage fight. And so he sent this along. And I invite you to check out his YouTube channel as well, because he's going to be uploading a lot more content like this. He is a very skilled summoner, like a lot of you out there. You know, I always say the best fighters, or most of the best fighters, are not on YouTube. You're just hiding in the shadows of greatness that is this community. And so when it comes to the strategy of this fight specifically, he passed along that he wanted to build up the 10 Furies through special ones. And then get used to the heavy counter on Luke Cage's special one. He did this by throwing a light hit in midair to get closer to Luke Cage, and then this allowed him to throw both components of her heavy attack. He then figured out the strategy after he was fully unblockable, where he cycles between using his special ones to gain spacing and then doing a full combo that led to Luke Cage throwing off his special. This strategy is a new tip that can be used for She-Hulk when trying to weave in those heavy attacks. So as you can see, it takes a lot of skill to do this, and this Luke Cage fight is not easy. Every Abyss fight is very long and very wrong, and even though that definitely sounds like an internet phrase. But you can see the intercepts. I mean, they're incredible. And between that and baiting the specials, it's pretty amazing. I would have to rely on mainly parries and then baiting the heavy like that to get through it. But not this guy. And you can just see, man, it's definitely a new strategy. Kind of reminds me, in a weird way, of the Hyperion cheese in Variant 4 against Deadpool X-Force, where you kind of get him in a corner and then you spam heavies. And that is exactly what's going on right now. But obviously, it's more than just that. And the damage is just insane. Look at 19 Furies right now. And he is just making a really good fight into the She-Hulk, and a really hard fight look easy in some cases. And so I just really applaud this summoner and appreciate passing this on, because it's some exceptional video. And eventually, as the title of the video suggests, this is a one-shot of the Abyss Luke Cage. And yes, Luke Cage is not, the hardest defender. Certainly you've got God-tier champions as defenders, even starting out with Thing. But this is still such a cool strategy that if you can really master it, as he has, She-Hulk just becomes such a valuable weapon in your arsenal in so many different fights. And that heavies against the corner, it's just really fascinating. Man, I could watch this all day. This is like the student and the professor, and trust me, I am the student in this scenario. But yeah, he's still gotten 13% health down, so still stacking those Furies, but he's up to 30, and so that really is part of the strategy, is just getting them as high as possible as she continues to climb up to 50. And there are just so many perfectly timed heavies that are doing truly insane damage with those crits. And as you can tell, it's not going to crit all the time, or maybe even half the time. But it's the long game, because it's the Abyss. And just rinse and repeat. And notice how he has the perfect following distance from the special one. So he has timed that out. And Luke Cage does have kind of a slow reaction after that special one has completed the animation. And that leaves the opening perfect for him to pin Luke Cage back against the corner and then rinse and repeat. And he is now at 44 Furies. I mean, that's just incredible. But those intercepting skills, I mean, that's just something you got to practice. You can't teach it. Spaces the special one perfectly, and then just rinses and repeats against the corner. And he's ready to bait that special one and continue the strategy. Luckily there, he fired off a quick special 2 once he got the power there. But it's amazing to see he's only taken 4% of really block damage as the only damage in this fight. This is what I would consider to be a perfect fight so far. And that is so hard to see. When you know that you're filming, you can have the best fight ever. It reminds me like practicing a sport. You can make 100 straight free throws. But then when the game's on the line and your legs are shaking and your knees are weak, oh my gosh, look at that damage. Sorry, I had to interrupt myself with that insane damage. We know what the thumbnail is going to be. One of these yellow numbers that's out of this world. But seriously, this is the kind of content that this guy is going to produce. And I was trying to figure out the best way to pronounce his name. It's just difficult for me to. But I apologize, buddy. 35,000, 22,000 without a crit. And now we're starting to get into some real huge damage as the Furies are now at 57. She-Hulk's new design really is made for this kind of fight. 45,000 crit. And just taking advantage of both hits of the heavy. And I just got to be honest, I'm not excited at all to try the Abyss because even if the fights were easy, I just get bored. I would be so bored at this point that I would just lose my concentration and I would be knocked out. 49,000, 85,000, hit that max. And he's now at 65 Furies. Make it 66. And this is really where it starts to become a lot easier to get Luke Cage down because those Furies are so high that the crits and the overall damage output just continues to ramp up and escalate. And so the first 50% of the buildup is a lot longer of a total fight than the last 50. I mean, look at these hits, 70,000, 54,000. Just the perfect fight. And I am so honored to be able to showcase this on my channel because this man's skills are that with She-Hulk that I will never achieve. I could practice every day with her. I'm still like a C+ Ghost player. I've been using Ghost for about a year now. All right, 38% down. 77 Furies. Just baiting the special, getting him in the corner, intercepting, 2 hit for the heavy. And then, of course, the special one as well. Look at that, heavy into the special one. That is She-Hulk. Fiona Shrek has got her mojo working on. 84 Furies now. Now, maybe you have seen that, but I certainly haven't. And he is now approaching the last 30% of Luke Cage's health. And you're just seeing, even without the crits, 33,000 damage each time for that second part of the heavy. Man, the intercepting. 85,000 again, 67,000. 404 hits. Still only taken. Boy, talk prof. Only has taken 4% damage himself. This isn't just a one-shot. This is the definition of perfection. Now he's almost at assassin range at 19% health. This is where that mastery really comes in handy. And he is at 91 Furies, maxing out again at that 85,000 damage that the Abyss keeps you at. And can you say 95 Furies? I didn't know what She-Hulk would max out as Fury-wise, but I guess 95 is the answer. 10% health. 61,000 for a common hit. 74,000. He is so in range. He can feel it. I'm sure his heart is pounding. Still just lost 4% health. Into the corner. 1% left. Just spamming and ends it with an 85,000 crit. It is a true honor to commentate that 460 successful hits, 0 received, 4% block damage, a true screenshot moment, as I like to call it, at the end of the fight. This is a strategy. If you love to fight with She-Hulk, reach out to this guy. Check out his YouTube channel. Direct message him. Get some tips because he is the She-Hulk Whisperer, and I am so thankful to have showcased this. Go support this guy's channel. Up and coming, great skilled fighter, and just a good dude overall who really was excited for me to showcase his video. So there you have it, YouTube. We're at 10 minutes, which is way longer than my normal videos. We're going to end it here and just say thanks for watching. Congrats to this guy. Congratulate him in general. He has more than earned it after that video.